Well, hello. I'm in our little sunroom here in Sandestin. We've got our little Charlie Brown Christmas tree up and a few lights, and we're excited about the season. We even have a few lights outside our house, even on the garage out there. So, ho, 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 and Merry Christmas. I hope this finds you doing well. If you're out of the state, you're probably in a very cold area and hope you're staying warm. If you're in Florida, you know it's been a beautiful week. And I hope if you're here for the week, you can join us Sunday if that feels safe to you. And always hear me say, and I say it every week, if it feels safer for you to be at home, that's okay too. That's a good choice. But we're remaining distant. We've got a lot of strategies in place to try to avoid this virus with one another, masks, touchless communion. And I appreciate Jay and Ann and other leaders who just make sure that happens. But if you can come this Sunday, we're going to talk about another character in the Christmas drama. Last week, I tried to just kind of give you a synopsis of Advent and talked a little bit about John the Baptist, one of our first characters that in the church we talk about many times, who doesn't seem like much of a Christmas character, does he? I mentioned Sunday that we don't have any John the Baptist ornaments on our tree. We don't think of him necessarily when we think of Christmas, but the character I want to talk about Sunday is Joseph. And as someone asked me Sunday, no, it's not Joseph who saved his brothers with his great grace and forgiveness, but this Joseph is an ancestor in many ways to that Joseph, certainly his namesake. And in Matthew 1 this week, verses 18 through 25, I want you to read the little bit of Matthew's Christmas story about Joseph. Now, you may be thinking, I don't know that I've heard many sermons about Joseph. In fact, I don't know that I know a lot about Joseph at all. And you would be correct. He never says anything that we get to hear. We don't know anything about what happened to him in Jesus' upbringing. We certainly assume that somewhere along the way, and we're guided that way, that he died and Mary is left. We imagine him to be a good bit older than Mary. Most scholars feel that Mary probably was an early teenager, maybe 13, 14 years old. And again, these are scholarly guesses. Don't let them bother you, but they're with knowledge. Joseph probably older. What we first know of Joseph is he was betrothed to get married to Mary. And in that process, he was really thrown a curveball that in his culture and really in our culture would be something to have to deal with. She was pregnant. Joseph knew that they had not had relations together. So imagine the decision he had to make to decide whether to stay with her or not. In that culture, it was so embarrassing to be in that setting. And so, in his quiet way, he was mulling over the decision of what to do, most likely to leave Mary, and he gets a visit himself by an angel. And in that angel's visit, he is encouraged to love her and the baby as if it is his own, that no, he is not the father, but that God himself has sent this baby into the world. So good old Joseph, who we'll talk about Sunday, decides that he'll stay put. Mary is the third character I want to talk about during Advent. And Mary is bright, and she sings, and she has spoken word in the scripture. She's a very bright figure, a very colorful figure. Joseph's not. Hanging in the cloister in New York City is a painting. I mentioned a painting last week, like I'm an art expert, but I do like this painting. I have seen this portrait from 1425. I may be mispronouncing it. I think it's the Marodi altarpiece. In any case, in that painting, there are panels. And in one panel of the painting, it is striking color, rich drapery, beautiful clothing on Mary. Mary shines. In the second panel is Joseph. He's in a small, dingy workshop. It is a dark painting with no color. Tools are scattered around. There's nothing religious or pretty about that part of the painting. Just an older man in a small town doing what he does faithfully. There's some insight in that, and that's sort of what I want to talk about on Sunday. Joseph is faithful and quiet and steady and good, and God's world is much in need of Joseph. Let's think about that together this coming Sunday. I hope you can be with us. If not, you follow us online if you can. I understand we changed our delivery time in the morning for the poinsettias that we're delivering for Billy Gray Ministries. So if you can help with that, we're going to meet at 9 o'clock in the morning at the exhibit hall. The time was moved from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock if you can join us. I hope you have a great rest of the week. God bless you.